I hate Genshin fishing. When the 2.1 update for Genshin Impact announced that they were adding fishing to the game, I was ecstatic. Having grown up with games like Minecraft and Stardew Valley, the idea of fishing in Genshin Impact seemed like a relaxing and enjoyable experience. I couldn't wait to cast my rod with my friends, chatting on Discord as we sat around the same pond, waiting for our next big catch. But when the update finally arrived, the reality was far from my expectations, limited to fishing at very specific spots, and a lack of purpose for the mechanic left me feeling let down. Many players felt the same, and as a result, fishing quickly became an unused and forgotten mechanic. However, with the introduction of new regions like Sumeru and Enkanomiya still getting new and exclusive fish, it's clear that the developers haven't given up on this mechanic yet. So, in this video, I'll be discussing how we can breathe new life into the fishing mechanics of Genshin Impact, making it not just more fun, but also more useful. When I opened Genshin after the update and caught my first fish, Paimon voice lines added an adorable touch to the experience, but after catching hundreds of fish, those same lines became an annoyance. And made me want to throw Paimon back in the ocean where they came from. A voice line every start, middle, and end of the catch is simply way too much dialogue. Sure, one solution could be to simply reduce the amount of dialogue during fishing, but why settle for that when we can make fishing even more exciting? Because while the dialogue grew to be annoying, my experience the first few times was enjoyable, so why not do something similar to chests? Now I hear what you're thinking. Cian, what do chests have to do with fishing? Well, when you think about it, during the same update that fishing was introduced, voice lines were also added for when characters open chests. So why not take that same concept and apply it to fishing? Instead of being stuck with Paimon's repetitive lines, imagine being able to fish with any character and hearing their unique dialogue. It might not change the fact that fishing itself isn't the most thrilling task, but it certainly would make it less monotonous. The real problem with fishing in Genshin Impact isn't the dialogue though, it's the lack of content surrounding the mechanic. As of now, the only uses for fish are to obtain the catch, its essential materials, a few pages of lore in Inazuma, and some decorations for your teapot. To truly make fishing more enjoyable and worthwhile, we need more comprehensive systems that go beyond just being able to buy fishing rods. As it stands, once you've caught a fish, the only thing you can do with them is turn them back into basic fish materials, which begs the question, why not just buy fish from NPCs at that point? So here are a few of my ideas on how we can rework and expand the fishing mechanic and make the activity more engaging and rewarding for the player. 1. A fish market shop. Why let all those delicious fish you catch go to waste when you could instead turn them into something useful? Introducing a fish market shop where you can trade in your catches for a specialized currency. This currency could then be used to purchase a variety of fish-related items and gadgets, like nets that can capture multiple fish at once, a fish guidebook that shows you the names and information of fish you've already caught in the past and where to find more, or even potions that can make catching fish faster. These small quality of life changes would make the basic act of fishing more enjoyable, but the overall experience still feels kinda dull and repetitive, which brings me on to my second idea. 2. Beidou ship fights. As we know, Liyue, Inazuma, and Sumeru all have ports upon the map. If we count the lore-mentioned Dorman port and Mondstadt as well, that means that all existing nations are connected via sea. And while the oceans of Teyvat remain large, they remain largely unused. So, I'd like to propose a bit of a twist. Weekly raid bosses. For those unfamiliar with the term, a raid boss is a special kind of boss that is designed to be defeated by multiple players, and it usually has a large amount of health and requires actual strategy to beat. Genshin Impact currently lacks any real endgame content, and these raid bosses could provide an exciting new challenge for players to tackle using all the powerful artifacts they've collected, as well as give whales a chance to show off by beating this boss solo. So my suggestion would be to use all this unused potential of both the ocean and the fishing system to build a raid boss experience, where once per week you could, like a normal weekly boss, go onto Beidou's ship and sail off to fight all sorts of sea creatures around the ocean of Teyvat. And also, with 2 sea bosses already existing, going unused apart from their one-time appearance in story quests, with a little bit of tweaking, they could easily make a return as a weekly boss. These are just a few of my ideas on how the fishing mechanics in Genshin Impact could be improved, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with my suggestions, or are there any other ideas that you would like to be added, or do you think fishing should simply stay as the silly little mechanic it is? I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to boop those like and subscribe buttons. Until next time, see ya.